the Backcountry Access Tracker 3. Backcountry Access, a North American company, make the Tracker 2 and the Tracker 3. Obviously both newer versions of what was their original Tracker. So Backcountry Access have a slightly different philosophy to all the other manufacturers, in that they believe, and they've done a lot of research to verify it, is that they believe the most important feature is simplicity of use. Okay, so their whole deal is to make a transceiver that is really, really simple. Ideally, you turn it on, you don't have to press anything, you just follow what it says and you will find your first target. Okay, the whole thing about signal suppression and masking, finding a second and a third transceiver while you're digging the first or second transceivers up is all great, but their research shows that it hardly ever happens. So if it only happens in a very few % of rescues, why do we spend so much time worrying about it? What we want is we want someone to be fast and simple at just digging up one person. So actually, while this transceiver has signal suppression, digital masking, like all the other transceivers, it is a downplayed feature on the Tracker. So I'll just show you that. Like a lot of transceivers, this transceiver uses 3 AA batteries. As you can see, it has a very black stealth type appearance, and this is the body harness. The body harness is actually a kind of padded soft bag, just with this big clip on the front. Okay, so I'll just put everything together. So there's the Tracker 3 installed in its harness. Okay, it's very simple to open the harness, just squeeze these 2 buckles and you can use the lanyard to pull the transceiver out. It's a really nice coiled stretchy lanyard which very quickly can be taken off the body harness and used to put in a pocket and attached to a belt loop. Always have it tied to you in some way. Installing the batteries, one thing I noticed that Tracker, BCA, they wanted the battery compartment to be closed with a screw to prevent any accidental opening. Okay, so it's closed with a small grub screw, but so you can always change the batteries in the field without any issues. On the end of, I don't know if you can see that, just on the end of the lanyard there is a little metal piece that is perfect just for undoing that screw and getting access to the batteries. So they've included everything you need. Okay, so that's the transceiver itself in use. The harness is light, flexible, easily adjustable. Works really well. In use, the Tracker 3 has a selector dial on the top and a locking mechanism, so you can't twist it accidentally. And on the front here you can see a black button on a black case, and that is what I would call a masking button, but what BCA call a signal suppression button. It's also used to enter big picture mode. Okay, more about that in a second. So to turn the transceiver on, you need to hold the lock switch back with your hand and flick it round one. Does its little startup routine. Okay, and then it goes into transmit mode. The sounds that the Tracker 3 make are quite different to most of the other transceivers on the market. In my mind, they're a bit slightly more video gamey, but just as effective. A sound is a sound, as long as it alerts you to something that's going on, that's fine. Okay, so here we've just got the LED here to show that we are transmitting, and that's it. Okay, physically the Tracker 3 is very compact. It's a little bit lighter than some of the others on the market, not as light as the Micro, but a little bit lighter than some of the others, and physically very small, so quite a comfortable transceiver to wear. Okay, should you want to go into search mode, then again you have to hold back the lock switch and flick the transceiver around into search. SE for search, okay, and then no signal is being detected, so it flashes SE to show you you're in search mode. Now you would do your standard course search pattern. The search strip width on the Tracker 3 is 50 meters. Tracker 3 does have auto revert, so if it doesn't detect any movement after so many minutes, it will go back to transmit. It's worried that you've been avalanched yourself. Okay, if I want to go back, there's a secondary avalanche and I want to go back into transmit mode. You've got two bits that stick out proud of the case when you're in search mode, one on the front and one on the side, and if I just put my finger against either one of those and flick it round, straight back into transmit, TR for transmit. Okay, so there is a search demo video, so you can watch that for a full rundown of how to use the transceiver. This is just a bit of an overview of its size and general features and layout. Okay, so if you want to turn the transceiver off, this time I do need to hold the lock button back and flick it round to off, power off. Okay, so that is the Tracker 3. When you watch the search videos, I really want to stress that what backcountry access we're going for is the speed of processing time. So all these digital transceivers, what happens is they receive the signal from the other transceiver, they process it, and then they display some information to you, which is not how the old transceivers used to work. They would in real time just let you hear the signal. Okay, that's not how it works anymore with the digital transceivers. So what BCA really wanted to do is to speed up the processing so that the time between when the signal is received and the information displayed on the transceiver, they got that time to an absolute minimum. And the reason for this is that that lag leads to overshooting in various bits of the search, especially in the pinpointing at the end. Most people move too fast in the pinpointing section at the end, so if there's a little delay between when your transceiver tells you that you've gone past the thing you're looking for, then you've moved further, haven't you? Then you've got to come back further, and that slows everything down. So one solution to that is to move very slowly, but the other solution is to have a very fast processing transceiver. Okay, which is what BCA's, they've just went for simplicity and fast processing, because they believe that are the two most important things to speed up a search. Okay, so that is the Backcountry Access Tracker 3.